Hello, everyone. Welcome to Scaling AI Training Together. I am Sakshi, your host for today. We are all aware that AI adoption is outpacing workforce readiness. Today's session focuses on turning that skills gap into growth through role based certification, scalable learning paths, and practical plays you can deploy right now to grow. This session is recorded. Drop questions in the Q&A anytime and we'll address them at our end. I am pleased to announce our two esteemed speakers for today. Our first speaker for today is Ben Watson, Chief Commercial Officer at AI CERTs, part of Sardar Inc.'s AI readiness ecosystem. Ben has spent his career building and scaling education technology companies. He founded and sold Scholars.com to Skillsoft and now leads growth globally for AI CERTs, the certification body defining role based AI readiness for individuals and organizations worldwide. He's passionate about helping and companies turn AI from a buzzword into measurable capability using his expertise. And he is here to share today with us now how. At AI Certs, Ben oversees commercial strategy and partnerships, accelerating adoption of job aligned AI certifications across enterprise and academic channels. Our second speaker is Miranda Van Berkel, Vice President, Strategic Partnership, Europe. Miranda leads strategic alliances across the globe, forging partnerships with leading education providers, learning platforms, and government to advance large scale AI readiness initiatives. She's passionate about learning and technology and plays a pivotal role in helping organizations align their workforce capabilities with the demands of the AI era. At AI Certs, Miranda looks after global market expansion and strategic partner programs that bring role based AI learning to organizations at scale. Together, Ben and Miranda will present 360-degree view from partnerships and enterprise strategy to global program delivery and scalable platforms to help your organizations tap into the AI training market growth. Welcome, Ben and Miranda. Over to you guys. We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you very much for the
Thank you.
warm introduction. Miranda, it always sounds so impressive when they do our bios, doesn't it?
Yeah, indeed.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We have a very large audience today. So just as a reminder, if you have any questions during this webinar, please put them into the chat. We'll do our best to answer them. Wherever possible, we'll try and aggregate your questions just so we can do one general answer. Based on the last time Miranda and I did this, we had a fairly active chat going on back and forth. So there may be a number of different posts up here and there. With that said and done, well, thank you everyone for joining us on a Tuesday. I think it's a Tuesday. I want to make sure it is a Tuesday. We're going to spend the next...
Where are you, Ben? Where in the world are you today?
I am in Morocco, Marrakesh, Morocco today. So I'm always confused as to what time it is and frankly even what day it is. But Miranda, where are you located? Where are you coming in from today?
I'm coming from the Netherlands. Let me back.
All right. With that, we'll spend the next 55 minutes taking you guys through a couple of different things. I'm going to tee things up just with some background around who is AI CERTs and the problem we're trying to solve and things like that. Then more interesting, I think, is Miranda's going to take us through some data. Slides kind of showing just the sheer scope and impact of AI. And then I'll come back and I'll do some case studies around how AI is impacting different industries and all the rest. Now, the basis of this webinar, and hopefully why everyone joined, is we're a fast-growing organization and we're looking for more partners to help us deliver our certification programs around the world in the different regions and all the rest. So We're here to educate you, hopefully get you excited around the partnership model, give you an understanding of what it's like to partner with us. Both Miranda and I, we work on the partner team, and take you through those details. So that's kind of the outline of today's session, as you see on the screen. Miranda, let's go to the next one, and I'll talk a little bit around AI certs. Now, if you haven't heard about AI certs, while I'm talking, feel free to go to aicerts.ai, and you can actually browse the website. But just for general background, we are actually a global certification body. We produce AI readiness and AI mastery certifications. And then we also offer courses to help prepare people to pass those exams. Now, interesting enough, with AI certs, we combine both the courses and the exams together. So we call them a certification program, right? Because the two are bundled together. And with that, we're really focused on getting people ready for AI, the ones at the beginning of that AI readiness journey. And then for those that are ready to progress deeper, we offer a series of what we call AI mastery courses. The readiness courses, think of those as 1 day or 8-hour courses. The mastery courses, those are your 5-day or 40-hour certification programs. Now, we offer both certification programs in instructor-led format and self-paced e-learning formats. So often we have partners who do instructor-led training classes. We also have partners that do and sell the e-learning self-paced courses. And then we have partners that do a blended model, often, for enterprise solutions. Now, we're focused, because this is around AI, these certification programs, whether they're the 1 day or the 5-day formats, they're designed for people at all levels of their career path. You could be a student early in your career, mid-level. You could be a leader or an executive. Many of us are all at the same starting point, which is, what is AI? How is it impacting my role, my industry, and things like that? So suitable for, different people in their career paths, because many of us are at that early knowledge level, right? Now, one of the things we're focused on over the last several months is building out this portfolio of 50 plus certification programs. And one of the things you'll see as I go through the next couple of slides is we're focused on roles-based certifications, because one of the things that all of us are finding out pretty quickly is AI is used differently depending on which role is using it. And to some degree, this makes sense, right? If you're in marketing versus sales, when you're using AI, you're going to be using those tools to help you, augment your marketing capabilities versus your sales capabilities. This is probably one of the biggest differences when it comes to the technology, in so much as it's not like Office 365. You're rolling out to everyone inside a company. Everyone gets access to PowerPoint and Word and Excel. We all generally use it, the same way to create a PowerPoint deck or to create a spreadsheet. AI is quite different, because AI really is very personalized towards the way you use it, whether it's an AI app or a technology or a platform. Different roles use it in different ways. Now, one thing I didn't mention is, in addition to us being a global certification body focused on AI, we're actually one of the world's largest certification bodies. We're now over 450 people working for AI certs. Hundreds and hundreds of people are working day in, day out to go and create these role-based certification programs. That helps to explain why you see on this slide the over 50 different role-based certifications that we offer. Now, there's a couple of different views that I can show. I just put this one in here. You can look at it by job, career, whether you're a marketing person or a salesperson. What are the different types of certifications that work well for you? We could have done a view by industry, because you can look at our certifications by security, by healthcare, and things like that. This one is just a general, almost like a practice or knowledge area, right? So in the upper left-hand corner, you have what we call the essentials: AI plus foundation, everyone, executive and leaders, AI plus prompt. We think those are the things that regardless of the role that you're in, these are these foundational certification programs. AI Plus Foundation is AI literacy. AI Plus Everyone and Executive, they're what we call AI fluency. It's not just basic literacy on what AI is, it's a broader, deeper understanding and getting you to think about things in terms of how to use it and its impact. In fact, I like the phrase fluency because really learning about AI is like learning a different language. How do I speak to it? How do I understand what it's saying back to me, right? And I literally, some of these tools now will speak to you and you can speak to it. So fluency is a really good example, right? Basic literacy, fluency, and then mastery. In fact, if you look at this slide, you can see a line in the middle. The left-hand side are the one-day courses. The right-hand side are the 5-day courses. So think on the left-hand side, these are ways to get you fluent in your job role. And the right-hand side, because these are 5-day or 40-hour courses, they're more mastery courses. You're going to go deeper on those different things. Now, the goal isn't to, spend this session taking you through every one of the 50 boxes, but to give you a sense from a partner point of view, the breadth and the depth of what we offer, right? So numerous job roles are there. If you look, you can see sales and marketing and HR and finance, all the common roles inside an enterprise. We have created an AI certification program for them. And then on the right-hand side, often because, they're longer and more deeper, those are often the technical roles, right? Your cloud people, your developers, your architect, your security people, right? And then in the bottom left-hand corner, some areas of specialization, right? AI plus healthcare. Healthcare uses AI differently than, say, government, than, say, telecommunications. So you have roles, you have capabilities, and you have industries. All right, let's go to the next slide. And now Miranda's going to take you through some of the interesting things that are happening in the European region. Now, interesting enough, when we think about AI, just like I said, AI is used differently by people in different roles. We also see AI happening differently in different regions of the world, right? So Miranda, take us through what's happening in Europe.
That will be my pleasure. Thank you, Ben, and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. In base, this session is built around a simple but powerful idea. AI isn't just transforming industries, it's really redefining the European workforce. Across Europe, the demand for AI skills is rapidly outspacing supply. What we see is that organizations are investing heavily in digital transformation, but the real challenge is talent. So not specifically the technology. And this slide highlights why partnerships are essential to close that gap. Between 75 and 81% of employers in key EU countries are struggling to recruit AI talent. That's not a nice challenge. It's across industries and economies. And what we also see is that Europe is competing globally for scarce skills, and the shortage is slowing innovation and adoption. You can see this gap is visible everywhere, from finance and healthcare to automotive and manufacturing, and with healthcare reporting the most acute shortage at 81%. According to McKinsey, 12 million European workers may need to transition into new roles by 2030 because of AI-driven change. Change is coming. The change is already happening. And that means that millions of people will require reskilling and certification just to stay relevant. And there lies a massive opportunity for coordinated workforce development. It's not just about hiring. 63% of employers say the skills gap is their #1 barrier to transformation. And this is where structured AI learning and certification partnerships come in. We need scalable solutions that reach entire organizations and not just the individuals. So when we today talk about AI readiness in Europe, it's not just about technology rollout, it's about enabling people through partnerships between employers, training providers, and organizations like, for instance, AI CERTs, to bridge this growing gap and accelerate transformation responsibly. Oh, sorry. Did I just give you a peek view of what's coming next?
You're so excited, Miranda.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
just
so
like
excited
jumping
about this
ahead.
stuff. So yeah. So what you in base can see, the gap is visible everywhere. So from finance and healthcare to automotive and manufacturing. And yeah, this is really, really, really something that we all together, we can make a true real difference. What we also see is that the World Economic Forum warns that 39% of current skills will be outdated by 2030. Meanwhile, 63% of employees say skills gaps are holding back digital transformation. So there's a clear need for trusted partners who can help organizations upskill and reskill, not just in technical AI, but in the human and ethical dimensions too. Really, really think about that. So now that we've seen the why behind Europe's AI talent gap, let's look at the opportunity it creates. The AI training and e-learning market across Europe is entering a major, major growth phase, one that's both urgent and full of potential for partners. I have good news. And the good news is Europe is mobilizing. In 2025, the European AI training market is valued at around 111 billion euros. But that figure, it's projected to almost double by 2033. I always struggle with dates and with numbers. Sorry for that. So what we are doing, we are exceeding the 212 billion. That's a compound annual growth rate of roughly 10%. That's significant, especially when you compare it to the overall corporate learning market, which typically grows at 4-6% per year. And this steady rise from 111 billion in 25 to 181 billion already by 2030. And that shows how fast organizations are scaling their AI readiness programs. The largest growth, the largest growth segment is corporate learning, as companies race to upskill employees and embed AI literacy across functions. But universities, business schools, and independent trainers or coaches are also investing heavily in AI learning content. What we are in base doing, creating an ecosystem of education, certification, and practical learning that feeds directly into employability and competitiveness. For partners, this means there is a window to scale programs, reach new enterprise clients, and position themselves as trusted enablers in Europe's AI transformation. Those who move early with credible, role-based, and vendor-neutral certifications can stay ahead of the AI skills curve and become part of the infrastructure that powers Europe's digital economy. So the message is simple. The demand is not just coming, it's accelerating. The organizations that build capacity now through partnerships like those we're forming will define how Europe's AI workforce is built over the next decade. Now, stay with me. I have some other things that I am passionate about to share with you. And so let's now explain a little bit more about the EU AI Act. That is fundamentally changing how organizations approach AI, not just from a compliance standpoint, but from a competence standpoint. So compliance is no longer about having the right documentation. It's about having the right people who understand data governance, transparency, and human oversight. And this shift is already creating an entirely new category of roles. AI compliance officers, AI ethic leads, and risk and impact specialists. These are not traditional IT jobs. They blend technically understanding with legal, ethical, and operational accountability. And roles that well, most organizations now these days don't have in place yet. And for organizations building or deploying high-risk AI systems, the AI Act requires trained professionals to ensure data quality, the documentation, the accuracy, and the continuous oversight. And in other words, you can't comply without competence. This is where certified AI training programs really become critical. And it's not about just only about large enterprises. SMEs, so the subject matter experts, which make up over 90% of Europe's business landscape, they will be most affected. Why? They often don't have in-house AI governance expertise and will rely on external partners, training providers, and certification frameworks. And they need to do that to stay compliant and competitive. And what we are seeing is a growing demand for AI governance, ethics, and risk training, alongside, and this is important, alongside technical upskilling. And the key takeaway is here that the AI doesn't just regulate AI, it institutionalized AI literacy. So Europe's workforce must now be trained not only to build AI, but to apply and manage it responsibly. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. So by 2030, Europe's AI training and skilling market will reach between 180 and 200 billion. That's not just growth. That's a complete redefinition of how organizations prepare their people for the AI era. Every sector, and I mentioned them before, but just to throw in some, healthcare, finance, manufacturing, and public services, they will need to embed AI literacy. Governments and also the technical fluency into their workforce. And this growth will happen with or without us. The only question is, who will lead it? Those who build scalable programs, trusted certifications, and real capability pathways, they will capture the lion's share of this market. At AI CERTs, we see this is not just a business opportunity, but we see that as a responsibility. So to equip Europe's workforce to apply and manage AI responsibly. And we don't do it alone. We certainly don't do it alone. And this is why we're building partnerships with learning platforms, training providers, and enterprise leaders to meet this demand at scale. And so as this market accelerates, the question really is, and here it comes, think about this, people, will you capture it? And the opportunity, it's right here, it's in front of us, and it starts with building AI readiness today. I would like to also take you to what Europe's AI workforce needs before I will give back the floor back to Ben. So as Europe accelerates towards AI adoption, one thing becomes clear. So workforce development has to happen on two levels, corporate and individual. Organizations and professionals are looking for different but connected outcomes when it comes to AI training. And on the corporate side, companies are asking for hands-on AI skills, not theory. They want employees who can apply AI in practical ways, The automated workflows, improve data-driven decisions, and integrate AI tools into existing systems. But they also want industry-specific use cases and case studies and content that reflects their sector's reality, whether it's again healthcare, finance, or manufacturer, to name those three again. And of course, scalable programs that can train hundreds, thousands of employees consistently across multiple regions. On the individual level, the needs are, they are equally strong. Professionals are looking for industry-recognized certifications that validate their AI competence. And they also want project-based learning that helps them build a real portfolio, not just pass an exam, help them build a real portfolio. And they're asking for deployable real-world skills, the capabilities they can use immediately in their current role. And this is where AICert bridges the gap with role-based, vendor-neutral certifications that serve both sides. For companies, they create scalable readiness. For individuals, they open new career paths. And it's how Europe's workforce becomes not just AI aware, but truly AI capable. And whether it's through certification programs, workforce training, or strategic partnerships, AI Certs helps individuals future-proof their careers and help business build AI-confident teams. Because at the end of the day, the real opportunity here isn't just in using AI, it's in understanding it, shaping it, and using it for responsibility. So whether we address corporate or individual needs, our learning management system can cater both. Ben, could you please share some more insights on this, please?
Perfect. All right, I switched my camera because you were looking so good. I'm trying to find a better view. Is my audio okay?
It is. I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, perfect. Man, lots of reactions from the people attending the webinar throughout your presentation. I think it's amazing the EU AI Act, right? I think that's one of the leading examples of a region, not just country, but a region proactively trying to put those safeguards in place. And one of the things I love around the EU AI Act, like you said, Miranda, is the notion that they require people to have some fundamental training in AI. If you're going to use AI tools, apps, or technologies, then if you're in the European region, it's required that those people get trained. One, I think that's fantastic because, like I said earlier, this isn't traditional technology, right? This is something that has a lot of advantages, but it also can have a lot of disadvantages if you're not careful on how you use it and how you have your employees use it. But it also creates a nice training opportunity for our partners, again, especially in the European region. Now, with that said, perfect. Let's quickly just kind of recap, right? So I took us through, we're a global certification body. There's 450 of us working for the company. We've created 50 plus role-based certification programs. Miranda took us through just a series of numbers that whatever number you want to look at, whatever slide you wanted to look at, it is clear that not only is AI having a widespread impact, it is growing to a degree that we've never seen before, right? I mean, the previous shift would have been people and companies shifting from on-premise technologies and data centers to the cloud, right? And you saw the rise of Microsoft Azure and AWS and Google and things like that. This is broader, wider, and faster. It really is amazing. Now, let's spend a couple of minutes going through, well, so how does this training work, right? What's the course like? What's the exam like? Because if you're going to partner with AI Certs, whether it's for instructor-led class delivery, self-paced e-learning courses, or a combination of both, let's go through what that learner experience looks like. So if you were listening to me or not, hopefully you had a chance to read through this slide. Very interesting way that we do our courses. And one of the things I love around AI certs is not only do we include this online proctored certification exam with the course, but the course itself, when we cover topics, we give people 4 different ways of learning those topics, really 5. If you want to learn a topic in a course, you can watch a video on it. You can listen to an audio chapter from the book. You can read a chapter from the eBook, or you can even listen to, and this is my favorite, a very interactive 2-person podcast where they discuss that topic in an interactive, 2 people going back and forth on it. So think of this as, I often say it's multimodality because, watching, reading, listening, these are all different ways or modalities that people can learn. Now, in addition to that, we also have, and you see this on the left-hand side of that screenshot, that blue bar is your AI mentor. The AI mentor has been trained on all the stuff this course covers, and you can literally discuss and interact with your AI mentor. You can go and say, I just finished module 2. Give me some self-reflective questions. Or, Miranda, in one of our last webinars where we did some demos, Miranda spoke in a different language, and it understood different languages as well. So a lot of different ways of learning when it comes to the course as well. Now, I love this because, one, many of our certification programs are those one-day courses, right? I'm a person in marketing. I'm a person in sales or finance. Give me some practical knowledge around AI. What is it? How is it impacting my role or my industry? Give me some case studies of how it's being used. Show me some examples of, apps or tools or platforms that a person in my role would be using, right? So we're not doing technical training, right? When companies go down the technical path, they're going to go and work with Microsoft or AWS, and you're going to get training from those partners, those vendors on their tools, right? We're much more of a broader practical knowledge on AI specific to your role or your industry, right? Now, because of that, right, these are short courses. These are milestone certifications on your AI journey, right? As you go deeper, you're going to take longer courses from us or from others, but this gives you, again, what I call that practical knowledge. Now, why is that important? Because these are good foundational courses, then when I take my dogs for a walk, Miranda, as you know, I go and listen to podcasts.
I know,
right?
Ben, I know you do.
So I love it. I have an app on my phone. We have an app in addition to what we call our LMS, or the portal that you go and take the courses from on your laptop, right? So that app that we have that enables mobile learning, it could be on a mobile device, it could be on a mobile phone. It's been downloaded now over 500,000 times.
What are you
500,000.
saying? 500,000 times?
Isn't that
Wow.
crazy? 500,000, right?
Yeah.
So I know, Miranda, you have a hard time with numbers, right? So
Yeah.
500,000.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
The number 5 and then 5 zeros. It's really easy. Now, once we break 600,000, it'll be something different. But in addition to those different ways of learning about the topic, preparing for the exam, then at the end of this course, right, whether it's the 8 hours or the 40 hours, the 1 day or the 5 day, right, you're going to go and take an online proctored exam. And now remember, this is what we do. We're a certification body, right? So most of our exams, right, follow the format of 90 minutes, 50 questions, multiple choice, and passing score is 70%. Okay. Now, it's pretty interesting when you go and take this online proctored exam. Everything we do, of course, is AI assisted or AI augmented, right? you actually have the exam system watching and listening what you're doing. It's making sure that there's no background noise, there's no whispering, there's no cheating, that you're not looking off, outside the screen and stuff like that. It's a rigorous certification exam. The other thing I like, though, is if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, I put in there a copy of what the certification credential looks like, right? This is a badge you get. You can have it as a PDF as well. But you can see in that bottom right-hand corner a QR code. Because one of the things we do when a person passes their certification exam is we store it on this technology called the blockchain. Think of it as a public ledger where everything is recorded, which means it can go and be verified. It also means it's tamper-proof. So an employer or maybe a company you're applying to, you can show them these certifications that you have, and they can verify by scanning that QR code. And that QR code will come up with who took it, the date of issue, what it was, whether it's been revoked, right? Whether it's out of date and things like that. So I love the fact that you can verify it and that you can have it secure, right? So there's no tampering of it. We can actually say, yes, this person did it. It's not, some piece of Photoshop or something like that. And it's also portable. Those are the three things that I like around our certification credential itself, right? Secure, it's tamper-proof, verifiable because of the QR code, and it's portable because it's literally stored in, think of it as a wallet. And whether you leave your job or not, you always have control over your credentials in your wallet as well. So all of this is to give both potential partners and future learners the security that the courses are in depth. They give you practical knowledge. They give you a variety of different ways of learning, right? Multimodality in terms of video and audio, discussions, reading. It is also multi-device as well. You can do it on a laptop. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on a tablet, right? Lots and lots of flexibility because AI is impacting a lot of roles that traditionally haven't gone through this kind of training before. This isn't just for technical people. In fact, AI is impacting what I call the working professional, right? The accountants, the lawyers, the marketing people, the sales people, people in HR, product managers, all these roles, they're the ones that are getting the most out of AI. They're the ones that we need to get ready for it. All right, Miranda, let's go to the next
Absolutely,
slide.
Ben.
All right, back
Yes.
to you.
So,
We're gonna switch
yeah.
back and forth.
Well, thank you for sharing. And well, really, those 500,000 enrollments into the app, that is amazing. And thank you for sharing some more information about the learning management system that we have. And what I would like to take you through now is, okay, the partnership pathways. What does it look like, and how are we built for impact and growth? So earlier we established that AI search primary go-to-market is partner first. So how can organizations partner with us? Well, we have 4 main ways to partner, and each is tailored to different types of organizations and objectives. Let's start with the authorized training partner, we also call ATP. This is the most popular module. It's designed for commercial training providers, and ATPs deliver instructor-led training, so in person or virtual, but they can also offer self-paced or e-learning content. Partners make an upfront investment that's converted into courseware credit, gain access to exclusive instructor resources, joint marketing, and of course, partner support. We are here to help you all the way and have a complete team that is walking beside you. So only authorized ATPs deliver delivery partners along with academic partners and deliver deliver instructor-led training. And that leads up to our second category of partnerships, academia. So our academic partners include universities, colleges, apprenticeship providers, and further education institutions. They can integrate AI certifications into a degree or continuing education programs, for instance. And this module helps institutions prepare students for AI-driven careers by embedding certifications into curricula, for instance. Then we have the affiliate partnership, and this module is for influencers, educators, or organizations that want to refer learners to AI Certs e-learning offerings without delivering training themselves. That is where the ATP and the academia come in place. So the affiliates, they earn commission for referrals, and they can leverage their networks to promote AI certification programs. And this is in base a low barrier entry point suitable for those focused on outreach rather than instruction. And the fourth way of partnering is for associations, professional bodies, or industry groups. They can partner with AI Certs to co-develop or co-brand certifications, or offer discounted bundles to members, or integrate AI Certs credentials into their own programs. And this module may include revenue sharing, dual branding, and joint marketing, and is often used for large scale or sector-specific initiatives. And together, these partner modules from a scalable ecosystem, it's together connecting education, enterprise, and individuals through one shared goal, and that is building AI readiness and verified capability at every level. And whether you're shaping talent pipelines or driving enterprise adoption, we do have a partnership module designed for you. What is it that you are getting with AI Certs? So we've seen the scale of the opportunity and the demand across Europe. And the question is, how do we capture it together? And this is where we come in, providing everything partners need to launch, scale, and monetize AI training programs right away. So first and foremost, AI Certs, we bring a ready-to-use, globally recognized certification ecosystem. And partners get instant access to a complete library of content, from eBook and labs to podcasts and AI mentors, the full LMS, proctoring, and the exam engine. They are already in place. In other words, there's no need to build from scratch. It's plug, play, and deliver. And second, we just don't give partners content, we give them momentum. So you receive ready-to-use marketing assets, sales kits, email campaigns, landing pages, PR materials, even one of my favorite, localized social media kits and influencer videos. It is so cool if you see what we have available in our partner portal. So this means you can launch in weeks, not in months, and you can start positioning yourself as the go-to provider for AI readiness in your market. And third, we deeply invested in partner success. As I was mentioning before, we are here to help you, to guide you, to stay with you. And our enablement includes trainer-the-trainer programs, for instance. We have this beautiful onboarding support, priority scheduling, and even complementary access to our learning management system. So your teams can learn, deliver, and support clients effortlessly. Finally, everything runs seamlessly. So our system integrates easily into your environment with real-time learner tracking, centralized reporting, and exam delivery built to scale. We can easily manage thousands of people coming in at the same time. So the takeaway, what I would like to share with you is AI certs. It's not just getting content from us. You're getting a turnkey AI training business in a box, ready to drive, scale, and really revenue from day one. I have a lot more that I would like to share about this, but with respect to the time, Ben, I do know that
Yes.
you have some interesting specific use cases, industry specific. So handing the floor back to you. Thank you.
All right. Every time we do this webinar, we always get so excited. We always run out of time. But again, the goal here is
Sorry for
to get
that.
people. No, I spoke a lot too. I think the key thing is we want to get partners excited about the opportunity, both from a market opportunity and then just from the ease of partnering. And I think you teed it up really well. What I want to do is I threw in a couple of case studies just to shift things up a little bit, because as much as we go and say, AI is growing everywhere, therefore the need for understanding AI readiness is growing right along with it, and our different partner programs, here's some actual examples in different industries, right? Remember how I said earlier, every role is using AI differently. And of course, if you think about it, that makes sense. Likewise, industries are using it for different reasons. So here's one, read along just as I go through it. But in financial services, if we look at credit card companies, right? If we look at MasterCard, right? One of the leading credit card companies in the world, lots of data that's being driven because it's all, credit card transactions and stuff, but their challenge has always been fraud. And obviously, the sooner you can detect that fraud, the sooner you can either stop it or ideally prevent it from happening. And this is where AI is really having a big impact on the financial services industry, because AI really loves to analyze data, analyze it quickly, and analyze it in real time. You can look at some of those stats that MasterCard has reported when they started to roll out AI across their company. Dramatic increase in fraud detection, right? A big decrease in the false negatives, right? Or the false positives, right? And then again, just reading all that data in real time, getting down to milliseconds where they can say, this is a good transaction or this could be a fraudulent transaction. Let's flip over to the next slide, because I just have a couple of these just to give people a sense of where all these changes are happening in roles and industries, but it also tees up, the type of partners that we're looking for, right? Partners that can deliver instructor-led training. You have to have trainers that are certified in our courses. They have to understand the materials, right? We also have partners that, again, deliver that self-paced e-learning courses, but we also have partners that are specializing in different industries, right? If you understand the legal industry, right, they speak in a different jargon. They use different acronyms. They have different needs. If you're, active in helping the financial services industry, we're looking for partners on a global basis, on a country basis, specialized partners, both in terms of roles and industries and delivery modalities like instructor-led or e-learning or both. Now, if we look at the legal services industry, it's quite different, the way that they're using AI versus financial services, because they're using it to analyze documents, not transactions per se, but documents, prior court cases, looking at citations, looking at case law and things like that. Every day, there's more and more, lawsuits. There's more and more legal cases going on, all this becomes precedent that lawyers need to analyze and quote to support their specific case. It's also helping lawyers increasingly understand whether they have, quote, a good case, end quote, or a bad case, right? What's the predictions as to whether or not this is winnable? Should they settle the case? Should they take it to court? Should it go to arbitration, right? All this is about legal strategy, right? So these things really are starting to have a big impact on the legal side. Now, healthcare, oh my gosh, I mean, all of us are living longer, right? All of us are increasingly needing to get fast resolution or, good diagnostics on potential healthcare issues, right? The sooner we're aware of it, the sooner it can be treated, right? Healthcare is really being impacted by the use of AI. And this is, I would argue, kind of being driven in two different ways. One, just the sheer growing need for healthcare workers means that there's never enough, right? There's not enough nurses, not enough doctors, not enough support staff, right? And at the same point in time, they're getting overwhelmed by data because if you ever have seen your doctor or gone to the hospital, it feels like they track everything, right? Now, all these roles inside the healthcare industry, they're all using AI in different ways, right? When I last saw my doctor, he was looking things up and consulting with a handheld device. And that handheld device had access to my medical history, all my diagnostic results, and the doctor was consulting basically with his AI buddy, essentially, right? Meanwhile, the nurse was using AI to transcribe all the notes in real time as the doctor and I were talking, right? So again, on the AI side in healthcare, big impact. Now, again, the reason why I'm bringing up these three different industries is because each of these industries have a different set of needs. This is why we've gone and created kind of for healthcare, our flagship one suitable for anyone in healthcare is called AI Plus Healthcare. But just this month, we rolled out AI Plus Doctor, AI Plus Nurse, AI Plus Billing Administrator. The roles will continue to be expanded in the healthcare industry the same way. If you go to our website and you look at all of our security role-based certifications, we're going industry by industry by industry, role within role within role within those industries so that we will have hundreds of these certification programs. Now, what does this mean all in the end, right? As we're getting to the end of this webinar, right, if we take a step back, there is a tremendous growing skills gap. More so, I would argue, a growing readiness gap, right? And this reminds me kind of, way back in the day when computers came out and people needed, basic computer literacy courses. What is, back then a CPU and a monitor and a keyboard and those fundamental things. It's like that with AI, but AI is so quickly having an impact across all these roles and industries. It's not really a question anymore of getting ready. It's really a question of catching up. This is creating a sense of urgency. The readiness gap is getting bigger and getting more widespread. It is impacting industries that typically have been slow to embrace technologies, right? And it's creating a sense of urgency because as these technologies take hold, the people that know how to use them are going to thrive. The people that don't know how to use them are going to struggle. And we're already hearing about roles that are being increasingly impacted by AI. We need to take those people and up-level them, right? How do we let AI do more of the basic stuff so that we can go and focus on the higher level roles, the higher level of thinking, right? This is why we deliver role-based industry relevant certifications. Now, as you recall, Miranda took you through just the sheer size of the market, the sheer opportunity around the training needs. Increasingly, this is being driven by enterprises as well. Many enterprises are saying, I don't need to get a team ready for AI. I need to get everyone ready for AI. Everyone inside my organization, whether it's the person at reception that's greeting you, to the person who is the product manager, to the person in sales or marketing or legal or finance, companies are rolling out their AI solutions across everyone, right? Now, what does this mean? Miranda, I think, was almost to the point of clapping her hands. I saw her putting her hands together like a handshake, right? A lot of this we've done to make it turnkey, right? The certifications are done, the courses are done. We need partners to bring it to market. We need partners to bring it to individuals, think B2C. We need partners to bring it to B2B, right, to businesses. We need enterprise-wide solutions. We need industry-specific solutions, right? The market is there, it's ready, right? We didn't go much into localization. We're localizing our courses and our exams. We're in Spanish. I've started to see recently German, Arabic, French is on the roadmap, right? So we're also localizing all this. Remember, there's 450 of us in this company. We're all doing something. It feels like 24 hours a day. All right, 2 minutes to go. I'm going to hand things back to you, Miranda, and you help wrap up this webinar. And for everyone in the chat, sorry if we were not able to get to all your questions. We are a little bit piled up on the question side of things. We will follow up. Everyone's going to get a copy of this recording as well. Miranda, closing thoughts from you.
Closing thoughts. Thank you, Ben. And thank you, everyone, for joining this webinar. If you are now as passionate and excited as we are, feel free to contact us. You can do that through the website. You can also contact Ben and me directly if you prefer. There's a whole team waiting for you to get your questions answered and help you scaling AI. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Feel free to reach out. We're here to help. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
All right. Is there any notes from our host as we wrap things up?
Yes, definitely. I would personally want to thank you, Ben and Miranda, for such an insightful and valuable session and the tips. And we'll remember when everyone, not only someone, but everyone needs to be AI ready, not some people in the organization. So, and big thank you for your amazing insights, and a very big thank you to our amazing audience, and so many hearts and thumbs up we could see, and that was so motivating. Thank you for joining us today. For more details, please visit our website www.aicerts.ai. You will also receive our participation certificate shortly from CERTs 365 mail, and we'll be sharing the recording of this session with you soon enough. Stay connected, explore more at AI Certs, and let's keep driving the future of AI learning together. And like Ben and Miranda said, you can reach out to them at any point in time and reach out to any of us. And thank you so much, Urja, for your tech support. And thank you, the lovely audience. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.